Did you know that there's a set of concealed psychological techniques that you run into every single day without knowing? Yes, it's called dark psychology, and those who understand its secrets use them to influence situations and people. But here's the thing. Many bright individuals, even those who recognize the power of dark psychology, believe that this knowledge is just out of reach or too complex to grasp. The truth is, it's not as elusive as you might think. In this video, we're going to expose 10 incredibly effective dark psychology tricks, the kind that feels so potent they could be deemed as illegal. These tricks will not only help you protect yourself from manipulative tactics, but also empower you to navigate social situations with newfound confidence. So, what are we waiting for? Let's dive in. Number 10. Because. You must have heard that a single word can change destinations. One such word is because. It's remarkable how adding this word after stating something can significantly increase the chances of convincing someone to agree with you. So, why does this little word carry so much power? Well, it taps into a fundamental aspect of human psychology: the desire for a reason, a cause, or an explanation. When we hear the word because, our brains automatically perk up, eager to receive an explanation, a rationale, or a justification. The use of because is like a shortcut to persuasion. It provides an explanation, whether valid or not, that makes people more likely to comply with a request or agree with a statement. Think of it as a mental nudge in the right direction, a subtle psychological trick that can lead to compliance without a second thought. Number 9. Non-reactivity. To understand why non-reactivity is so powerful, you need to explore the mind of a bully. Bullies thrive on eliciting a reaction, whether it's fear, anger, or sadness. These responses fuel their sense of power and control. In essence, your emotional reaction is their lifeblood. By not providing that response, you cut off their main source of nourishment. Non-reactivity is like a shield that bullies can't penetrate. It disrupts the power dynamic by denying them the satisfaction of seeing you distressed or upset. It can be a formidable tool to de-escalate the situation and ultimately make the bully lose interest. In the world of psychology, it's like extinguishing the fire by removing the oxygen supply. The fire dies down, and the bully's actions are no longer rewarding. Number 8. Call them by name. You know how, in movies, the emotionally provoking scenes have the main characters calling each other's names more often? The power of a name lies in the emotional connection people have with it. A name is not just a sequence of letters, it's a core part of one's identity. When someone hears their name, it triggers an immediate and intimate response. They feel seen, acknowledged, and validated. This, in essence, taps into a fundamental aspect of human psychology: the desire to be recognized and appreciated. Consider this scenario. You're at a social gathering, and you're introduced to two people. One merely nods and says hello, while the other smiles warmly and says, "Hello, your name? It's a pleasure to meet you." Number 7. Count till 5. Imagine you're faced with a daunting task, one you've been putting off for days, weeks, or even months. The battle against procrastination can be fierce, but there's a simple yet astonishingly effective psychological trick that can help you in the fight and accomplish your goals. It's known as count till 5. This trick operates on the principle of instant decision-making. When confronted with a task we've been avoiding, our brains tend to create a barrier of resistance. This is the voice in our heads that says, "I'll do it later," or "I'm not in the mood right now." The longer we delay, the stronger this resistance becomes. The magic of count till 5 lies in swift, decisive action. By counting from 1 to 5 and making a commitment to start the task, you break through that initial resistance. It capitalizes on a psychological phenomenon called the 5-second rule, which suggests that we must act within 5 seconds of having an idea or an impulse, or we'll likely talk ourselves out of it. Number 6. The power of pause. Human beings are wired to be inquisitive and curious. When we sense a lull in a conversation, we often try to fill it. That instinctive desire to continue the dialogue can lead to disclosures that would remain otherwise concealed. The power of pause is a nuanced skill that you can employ with subtlety and precision. Here's how to master it. As the conversation unfolds, choose moments where a natural pause or silence would fit. These are typically points where the speaker may feel a little uncomfortable, as if they've revealed more than they intended. While pausing, maintain eye contact with the speaker. This nonverbal cue encourages them to continue speaking. Number 5. Mirroring. In the realm of dark psychology, there exists a captivating technique known as mirroring. It is a crafty maneuver that plays on the subconscious, allowing one to establish rapport, trust, and even manipulate emotions without uttering a word. So, what is the magic behind this remarkable psychological trick? Let's unravel its secrets. The concept of mirroring lies in a fundamental aspect of human behavior. People are naturally drawn to those who resemble them. By subtly imitating another person's gestures, body language, tone of voice, or speech patterns, you create an unspoken bond that can be as powerful as spoken words. Mirroring serves a double purpose. It fosters connection and rapport, making the other person feel at ease and understood. Simultaneously, it can be employed to manipulate a situation, influencing the other party's emotions or decisions. Number 4. Familiarity. To be liked, the lure of familiarity capitalizes on a fundamental aspect of human psychology. We are naturally drawn to what we know. This intriguing technique allows you to establish a bond with another person without them even realizing it. It can make you a constant presence in their life, etching your presence into their consciousness. But how can you harness this psychological quirk to set the stage? The first step is to establish an initial connection with the person you want to be liked by. This can be through a casual meeting, a brief conversation, or a chance encounter. Once you've made this connection, the secret lies in consistency. Frequent exposure to your presence, whether physically or virtually, is paramount. It might be through regular meetings, phone calls, or social media interactions. Number 3. Foot in the door. In the world of dark psychology, one enigmatic strategy remains supreme: the foot in the door technique. This intriguing psychological maneuver delves into the intricacies of human behavior, offering a profound insight into why we say yes to certain requests. Let's embark on this intellectual journey to unravel the mysteries behind this technique. To initiate the foot in the door technique, you start with a small, seemingly innocuous request. This initial agreement should be easy to fulfill and should not raise any red flags. Once the person agrees to this small request, the psychological seed of consistency is planted. They've taken a step that aligns with your objective, albeit in a minor way. Now comes the pivotal phase. The key is to follow up with a larger request that directly relates to your intended goal. The individual's desire to maintain consistency between their past and present actions compels them to accept this bigger request. With their foot firmly wedged in the door, the person is now much more likely to comply with your ultimate objective. You've successfully paved the way for them to make a significant commitment, all through the power of gradual persuasion. Number 2. Slightly wrong to be entirely right. In the realm of psychological manipulation, a captivating strategy that often goes unnoticed is the art of saying something slightly wrong to extract the right information. This is a brilliant psychological technique employed to reveal hidden truths and gain insights into a person's thoughts and secrets. To employ this technique effectively, you begin by introducing a minor inaccuracy or error into the conversation. It should be subtle enough not to raise suspicion, but noticeable enough for the other person to recognize. Once the inaccurate statement is made, the person's instinct to correct it is ignited. They will often interject with the correct information or clarify the discrepancy. The moment they begin to rectify the supposed error, they are more likely to provide additional details and context, painting a clearer picture of the truth. Number 1. Small favors through big cues. Begin by requesting a favor that is notably bigger than what you actually need. This larger request should be substantial enough to trigger a sense of reciprocity, but not so unreasonable that it raises suspicion. As the person agrees to the initial big favor, the reciprocity effect is set into motion. They now feel they owe you something in return, and this is a fundamental aspect of human psychology. With a sense of obligation established, you can smoothly transition to your actual, smaller request. The person, influenced by the reciprocity principle, is more likely to comply, driven by the need to repay the kindness they've received. This strategy is all about subtlety and timing. It's crucial to present the smaller favor at the right moment, ensuring it is perceived as a reasonable follow-up to the initial request. So there you have it. 10 dark psychology tricks that can shape human interactions in ways most people never realize. Now that you know these tactics, you can protect yourself from manipulation and use them wisely in your own life. If you made it to the end, comment 100% below to let me know you've gained some powerful insights from this video. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more psychology-based content. And if you want to go even deeper into the psychology of influence, check out the recommended video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.